Hi, and welcome to Industry Innovators, where today we'll be discussing recruitment essentials and why hiring right matters to your business's success. My name's Allie, and I'm an HR coordinator at HR Advantage, and today we'll be discussing the importance of recruiting and having a proper plan and strategy in place, and how that could be critical to your long-term success. We are HR Advantage, and we are passionate about delivering top-tier human resources management to small and medium-sized businesses. Our mission is to forge strong partnerships with our clients, understanding each individual's unique needs and challenges. And we live by our core values: respect, integrity, honesty, quality work, and exceptional customer service. With our guiding principles, we are committed to providing solutions to businesses to elevate their performance and drive overall success. So today, we're going to be chatting a little bit about the recruitment process. Ask yourself, why does hiring the right candidate the right way matter? At the end of the day, people can make or break your business. A bad hire costs you time, money, energy, all of which could be put strategically into your business. Hiring the right person is crucial for your company's success. So today we're going to take a look at the actual costs, tangible and intangible, of a bad hire, how to prepare for hiring, including creating a proper foundation to guide all future recruitment practices, and how to properly communicate with candidates, including some field tested tips to help attract the right people to your company. So, why does hiring matter? Hiring the right person the right way can lead to increased productivity. That person can start immediately contributing to your team's overall performance. A reduced turnover. The right person means a lower chance of them leaving and needing to hire someone else, saving you time and energy, resources on recruitment and overall training. A strong company culture and improved employee morale. The right person will share your company's values and help contribute to long-term success and contributes positively to the overall working environment. This will ultimately help create a competitive advantage. The right person will help innovate and contribute positively to the company, giving you an advantage over your competitors. Alberta is in a tight labor market. You need to be intentional about your hiring practices. You need to be quick and responsive, and you need to be adaptable and understand, what are candidates actually looking for in employers. At the end of the day, if you're not intentional, you may lose out to someone, which may be your competition. So, what are the costs of a bad hire? What are some of the long-term impacts of not hiring the right person first time? At the end of the day, hiring the wrong person can have both immediate impacts and long-term impacts. This includes salary and benefit. You know, Potentially you may have to pay someone who is underperforming or possibly not performing at all. This can lead to decreased productivity. Other team members have to come in, pick up extra work, pick up the slack, which may overall impact their productivity. That can lead to a decreased team morale. The wrong person can disrupt the rest of the team and those working relationships, which ultimately, at the end of the day, could lead to a risk in reputation. If someone has a bad hiring experience, word can spread fast, especially in smaller communities, which may impact your ability to find good quality people in the future. So now that you know a little bit more about the impacts of hiring the right way, um, ask yourself, you need to hire, now what? Pause. Ask yourself, are you actually ready to hire someone? Do you actually have the time, money, resources, and energy that goes into that hiring process? The hiring process requires planning. So before you start, ask yourself, what positions need to be filled? When do these positions need to be filled by? And why does this position actually need to be filled? Do you have a proper job description of that task that's up to date? Is it accurate? Does it actually reflect the job duties and tasks that this person would be required to do? Do you have the money and resources to hire? Salary, potential benefits that might be included. And who's going to do that hiring for you? Will there be somebody who is able to onboard this new person and provide them training? In addition to that, where are you going to find people? What avenues will you be exploring? How are you going to put it out there that you are looking for candidates? And ultimately, what skills and experience do you actually need? Can you commit the time that is required to finding the right person? And ultimately, is your company somewhere where people want to work? All of these things might feel a little bit daunting, but they are important and are essential before you start the recruitment process. These are strategic questions that need to be asked at the start, because recruitment at the end of the day needs to be intentional. Hiring someone is not enough. You need to commit the right money, time, resources to finding the right person. But don't get overwhelmed. You know your company and you know its needs, but having a solid hiring process is required for long-term success. So how do we kind of build that process, and how do we build a strong foundation? At the end of the day, how you hire matters. Strong hiring practices are essential to keeping and finding the right people. First impressions matter. If the hiring process is messy or unprofessional, people may get the assumption that that's how your business is operated as well, and potentially may not want to work for a company that they feel is not organized, and that could lead to potential future issues of attracting quality candidates. Uh, be clear about your job expectations and be upfront about what you require from the role. Be honest and clear about the work itself, about the working environment, the pay, and the company culture. All of this will help avoid potential future issues down the road. Um, Start building that trust early as well. Communicate with people, be honest, and follow through on expectations. People will be more likely to stay if they feel respected, and this starts at the hiring process, even before they're an official employee at your company. And ultimately, create a hiring plan. Outline your needs, budget, and timeline. And at the end of the day, if you need it, ask for help. If you don't know or if you need guidance, seek help from an HR professional, such as consultants or potentially recruitment agencies as well. When it comes to recruitment, communication is now, there are some things that you should be asking, and there are also some things that you should be potentially avoiding as well. So things to avoid asking candidates are considered protected grounds. So avoid asking things around mental and physical disabilities, gender, gender identity or gender expression, sexual orientation, race and color, religious beliefs, ancestry and place of origin, age, marital and family status, and even source of income. So why do these protected grounds matter? At the end of the day, it's the law, but it's about much more than that. It protects individuals from discrimination and ensures equal opportunities and rights. It helps create workplaces where people feel safe and respected and valued. Unfair treatment can make people feel unwelcome and damage trust. And at the end of the day, there's a potential legal risk, including complaints and even lawsuits. Now, with that being said, there are things you can and should be asking your candidates. So ask things related to education, experience, ability to handle tasks under pressure, ability to learn new systems, new procedures, organizational and time management skills, or even how they manage client interactions. Focus questions on aspects related to the specific job duties or tasks. And at the end of the day, don't waste people's time. Be honest about the job duties, tasks, and the pay. Be transparent about the hiring process, including timelines and communication and expectations. And follow up with people when you say you will. It can go a long way in building trust. So now are some recruitment tips to help you find the right person. So here are some simple field-tested advice and some practical tips that you can help incorporate into your hiring processes. It may seem simple, but write real job postings. Make sure they're clear, accurate, and detailed. Be authentic to your company's brand. Don't worry about, using fancy jargon or buzzwords. Just write actually what the job involves. Um, Referrals and word of mouth still work. Good people probably know other good people. So connect with your network and encourage employee referrals, but don't limit yourself and just be open to all possibilities that come in and all possible candidates as well. Go beyond just posting a job ad. So job sites are great, but that's just one tool in the toolbox. Post to local community groups, local job bulletin boards, social media accounts. Potentially reach out to suppliers or industry contacts to help get the word out that you're searching for someone. And even partner with local employment agencies or, any trade associations that you may be a part of. All of this can be helpful in finding the right candidate. Respect people's time. Get back to people and in a timely manner as well. So it shows respect. It builds a strong employer brand, even if you're not necessarily moving forward with that person. You want to leave a positive and lasting impression. So even a quick message, quick text message can leave a long and positive impression on that individual. And culture counts. People want to work where they feel safe, respected, and valued. Build a workplace culture that people talk about for the right reasons. And act fast. Good people will not stay around for a long time. If you have someone you like, connect with them as soon as possible. Even a quick 10-minute phone call can go a long way to show that, you're interested and help them feel engaged throughout the process. And remember that interviews go both ways. As much as you are looking for the right fit, the candidate is also looking to confirm if they'll be a good fit as well. So be upfront about the role, your expectations, and the company culture. At the end of the day, your reputation will speak for itself. So share what makes your team different than your competitor. And ultimately, remember that throughout the recruitment process, the perfect candidate might ultimately not exist. You might not find someone who's going to check off every box that you're looking for, but that's okay. Focus on finding someone who has the right attitude, dependability, and willingness to learn and take direction. Ask yourself, is this someone who shares similar values, a similar mindset? Do they have transferable skills and experience, maybe from non-related work activities like, farming, sports, volunteering, or school projects? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's important to remember to hire for attitude and train for skill, and the rest will come through. So, in conclusion, good hiring practices build a strong business. Hiring doesn't have to be complicated, it just needs to be honest, fair, and fast. So, create and follow through with your hiring plan. This is going to be your foundation, and this is going to help lead you to find the right person. But take your time. We do have to act fast, but don't rush the process. Take your time to find the right person the first time and avoid the impacts of a bad hire long term. At the end of the day, creating strong hiring practices will take some time and will take some energy, but it will help build your company's reputation and lead to future success. So remember, how you hire does matter. So now we're going to take a look at some common questions about the hiring process. I don't have HR skills, so how can I run a good hiring process on my own? It can definitely feel daunting and overwhelming to start, but start small and stay organized. Create a simple plan, have a clear job description, a list of questions, including why you need to hire someone, who's going to be doing the hiring, and a timeline of when you would like that person to start. And ask for help, from people that you trust in your network, or work with a recruiting consultant or agency for ongoing support. Hiring doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to be strategic. How fast should I move when I find a promising candidate? In short, quickly. Alberta's labor market is tight and good candidates do get scooped up pretty fast. So if you'd like someone, follow up quickly. Ideally, hopefully, within 24 to 48 hours. Even a short phone call, a quick text message to help keep them engaged can make a difference in the long run. And lastly, how do I build a strong company culture that helps with hiring? Start by treating your people well and create an environment where people want to work. Be clear, consistent, respectful, and honest. Build trust, recognize effort from people, and make sure your current team feels supported. A strong internal culture will naturally attract great. Thank you so much for taking the time to review and discuss the importance of hiring the right way. We hope this information has been valuable and will help support future hiring decisions as well. Please feel free to connect with us on social media. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us at hello@hradvantageservices.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.